What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood web warrior fanatic, and this will be my first look and opinions on Maria Hill, who is a new hero in Marvel Champions that just got announced. And yeah, let's see what we got. So, if you guys have spoken to me, you guys know that I hope that Maria Hill will not be very strong as a hero. I want it to be thematic, right? I want it to be like a two thwart hero with like one attack and one defense because I want the other heroes with superpowers to be stronger than like a regular human, right? So I'm personally hoping that she is more like tactical, a lot better of a thwarter, and not that strong power wise or dealing damage just because she is a regular human like you and I. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the article here on a Fantasy Flight Games' website. So the director of Shield previewing Maria Hill, one of the two new heroes from Agents of Shield, Nick Fury being the other one. All right, I want the suspect in custody yesterday, Maria Hill. And then we provided a first look at scenarios of Agents of Shield already. And then now we're taking a look at the first of the two new heroes included in that expansion, the director of Shield herself, Maria Hill. Okay, so this is her alter ego card and her hero card. Okay, I'm liking the hero stat line 212. Let's not jump the gun. We're going to take a look at the alter ego first. So she has 3 recovery. She has a hand size of 6 and hit point of 9. Okay, I am liking this a lot so far. I think 3 recovery is good for her. Hand size of 6 is very normal. And then her hit points are 9, which is a little bit below the average, which I think is good because she's a human, right? You may include the maximum number of copies of 3 shield supports in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. What does that mean? You may include the maximum number of copies of 3 shield supports. So I'm guessing other than your chosen aspect, you can have 3 shield supports from other aspects. Okay, that is absolutely insane. So if you're not playing, whatever aspect, you include like surveillance team from justice, you include med team from protection, you can include the command team from leadership, or attack team from aggression. That is crazy. So only 3 cards though, it seems like, right? The maximum number of copies of no. The maximum number of copies of 3 shield supports. So you can have 9 non-aspect or 9 cards that aren't in your chosen aspect, right? The maximum number of copies of 3 shield cards. So if the shield support has a unique trait, then you only have 1 of it. But if you're playing like a med team and you're not playing protection, you can include 3 copies of the med team. Okay, that was a little bit confusing for me, but that is crazy powerful. I think it makes sense for Maria Hill because she's very tactical. And as an action, you can exhaust Maria Hill, search your deck for a shield support, and add it to your hand. Holy cow, okay. That is really, really powerful, but I like the way that it's powerful. It's just giving her versatility and the reactiveness for every scenario. You can start the game off with a really powerful shield support, which can include the helicarrier, right? So that is really, really good. And it's not just for setup, right? So Cable, for example, his setup Soldier X allows you to search your deck or discard pile for any player size can put it into play. I mean, but this is even better. You do have to exhaust Maria Hill, so on turn 1 is not as good, but you can do this every single turn that you're in Alter Ego and you can exhaust Maria Hill. And getting a helicarrier on turn 1 is completely insane, and you get a +1 to your hand size as well, right? So if you have 6 cards in your hand, if you just want to get an extra resource because you already have a really good hand, you can just exhaust her and get like a resource card or get a card, a shield support that you can use as a resource. That is really, really powerful. I don't feel like, yeah, I mean, this kind of breaks the game, to be honest, but I think in a good way, in a way that's thematic to Maria Hill, because it's not like she's like, powerful in like her attacking, because I'm looking at that attack stat of 1, which I like a lot. Okay, so her hero card here, 2 thwart, 1 attack, and 2 defense. Okay, I think the defense, could have been 0 or 1. But yeah, I think that's still fine. Each ally you control gains a shield trait. Holy cow, okay. So she has a little bit of Star-Lord, because Star-Lord makes each ally a guardian, and a little bit of Cyclops and Cable in here, which are all really powerful heroes. That is insane. She seems to be like the ultimate shield hero. We haven't seen Nick Fury yet, but Maria Hill is a leadership hero for shield. So I mean, I don't know. That is some crazy abilities. A reassignment or reassignment action, move 1 all-purpose counter from a shield support to another shield support. Okay, so I think the way that she plays is that she's gonna need to have a bunch of shield supports, and she puts a separate counter from the shield supports. Oh wait, no. I bet she makes all the counters all purpose, right? So like for example, surveillance team uses snoop counters, tag team uses I think like tag team counters. Maybe Maria Hill changes all the counters to be called all-purpose counters if they're on a shoot support, which is insane. Limit once per round. Maybe you need to have like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you need to have a support in play because her hero ability and her alter ego ability don't change those things all-purpose counters. So I'm not sure what the all-purpose counter means. Maybe it would be like in her hero pack where they describe that. I'm thinking about what's that? It's a one cost justice support where it's like the guy like flying. And that's only a one cost support that comes in with 3 counters where you can prevent shield allies from taking consequential damage. Feud agent, I think is what that is. If you play that, you can move counters from there to other more powerful, more expensive supports that have the shield trait. So that'd be really, really good with Maria Hill here. Okay, and oh wait a minute, each ally you control gains a shield trait. Guys, feud agent will work for every single. So feud agent, if you exhaust it and you remove a counter, you can prevent a shield ally from taking consequential damage. So Maria Hill makes all allies shield traded, so she can prevent any ally from taking consequential damage if you play her in Justice. You don't even have to play her in Justice because you can include 3 copies of feud agent if you play her in leadership or different aspect with her alter ego ability. Holy cow, guys, that is really good, and she feels really like a leader and very tactical, but a very powerful and versatile effect. Okay, yeah, so I just kind of read this part a little bit, and it's pretty much just what we talked about. Is this just her alter ego? And then, what is this, her hero side? Yeah, okay. And then, let's see, shoot trait, she can reassign all-purpose counters. So what are all-purpose counters? Like, is that between every shoot support or only her own shoot supports? She has an impressive amount of flexibility. And then let's see, if she doesn't have allies in play, she can move a counter from command team to cost support leadership. This came in War Machine too, I believe. And then you can move it to support staff. Okay, so this is her alter, or this is an identity specific 1 cost support for Maria Hill. It comes in with 3 staff counters. Exhaust support staff and remove 1 staff counter from it. Generate a WA resource for a player whose identity has the shield trait. Okay, so you can just, it comes in with 3 counters, and then since it has that useless keyword, it does get discarded after the 3 counters are gone. So kind of like a web shooter, almost, right? For Maria Hill, so anyone who has a shoot trait, so you can pass it around. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this will bolster her resources, help her get set up. That's really good. And then most of Maria Hill's kit revolves around shoot supports as well. In fact, she has no attack, thwart, or defense events in her signature kit. That is crazy. So everything is with supports. So you guys know that I am not the biggest fan of events in Marvel Champions just because they aren't as reliable, right? So if I need a thwart, or if there is no threat on the main scheme or no side scheme in play, and I get a bunch of thwart events, they're all like dead cards. If I don't need to do damage, to the villain or anything like that, and I just need to worry about the threat on side schemes or the main scheme, and I only have attack events, then they're also dead cards. But Maria Hill is all about getting supports in, which sounds insanely powerful because supports stay in the game, pretty much as long as you want them to stay in the game. So you can just have them there, and whenever you need them to do something, then they can do something. And I'm kind of seeing here 6 costs. Holy cow. Okay, let's just read this first. That's really expensive. Cards like reinforcements. I'm still looking for the all-purpose counter. So 1 cost event, action, choose any number of shoot supports with combined printed cost of 6 or less. Place 1 all-purpose counter. Okay, so that will place 1 all-purpose counter on each of these supports. Do I have to use a different counter for all-purpose counters, or does something make something into an all-purpose counter? Because are Snoop counters equivalent to like attack team and attack counter from there? I'm not sure. But yeah, all-purpose counters. I'm still not exactly sure what that means. Okay, and then we have the Shield Director 2 cost upgrade. As action, we can exhaust Shield Director, place 1 all-purpose counter on a shoot support. Oh, that is really good. 2 cost upgrade you can do this every single turn. It doesn't cost any resource to do, so you can just place an all-purpose counter on any shoot support. This is probably going to be like her best card. It has a title keyword here as well. Okay, can grant extra uses to your supports while on the double 0 cost event. Ready any number of shoot supports with a combined printed cost of 6 or less. Okay, that is really powerful. I mean, if you use it on like the Iliad here or the Circe, I can't pronounce that, then you already have 1. But on the double, if you play this and you have like a bunch of cheap shoot supports. You can ready them all up. You can ready up the helicarrier as well. That is a crazy card. Okay, and then you can use them multiple times in a single turn. She also comes with special funding. Oh no, a double resource. Okay, that is really good. You guys know I love double resources. So it's a mental and physical. As a response, after you spend this card to pay for a shoot support, place one all-purpose counter on that support after it enters play. Man, okay, so this applies for anything. So if you play for a surveillance team with this, then you get 4 counters on surveillance team, right? 3 snoop counters and 1 all-purpose counter. But I'm still not sure if the all-purpose counter is the same as a snoop counter. We'll have to see the rest of our cards. But just having a double here, even if you don't pay for a shoot support, it's so versatile because it doesn't say you must use this card to pay for a shoot support. So you can just pay for like an ally like Nick Fury or something, and it's still a really good card because it's a double resource. So that is really powerful. Is that special fund? Yeah, special funding is the resource, which is a very cool thematic name for that. And then, okay, here are 2 other cards here. The Iliad's a 6-cost identity-specific support. Comes in with 3 mission counters. You can exhaust this card, remove 1 counter from it, choose to either do 5 damage to an enemy, 4 threat from a scheme, or heal 3 damage from an identity. Okay, so this is how she does damage. Because if you do 5 damage, you can ready it back up through so many different ways and do another 5 damage or remove 4 threat or heal 3 damage from an identity. It is 6 cost though, so the readying effect here, I think it's Shoe Director. No, the on the double, right? This would be the only support that you can ready if you play on the double, but you play it multiple times. I mean, the thing is, the value of the all-purpose counters go way more crazy for like a support like this because 1 counter can equate to 5 damage or 4 threat removal. That is really, really powerful. The Iliad does have the unique. I mean, Marijo's the only player that will have this card anyways because it's an identity-specific card. But yeah, that is really, really cool. I think it's really fun too and gives her a lot of versatility. I guess the main drawback is that it's 6 costs, so that's your whole entire hand to play this card. But when you do play, you can right away do 5 damage, remove 4 or heal by 3. My only thing is, so you have to remove a mission counter from it, right? Like all the supports, you have to remove a specific counter from the card. Does the all-purpose counter, guys, I keep on asking this, is it going to be explained in its article? Like, does the all-purpose counter count for a mission counter as well? Are they like interchangeable? Maybe it's in like the hero pack, like the pamphlet that describes how to play Marijo. Okay, 6 cost support. I can't pronounce this. Shield Vehicle. It's a leadership card here, so we don't have to play this card in Marijo's deck. We don't want to. Comes in with 2 deploy counters. Action: exhaust this card. Remove 1 counter from it. Choose a player. That player puts an ally into play from their hand. Okay, so you can just play an ally for free. Comes in with 2. Okay, so this is like very, very slow tempo, but very, very worth it in the long run, right? It only comes in with 2 deploy counters, but Marijo can put all-purpose counters on this card, and then every single turn you can exhaust it, play ally for free, which is completely bonkers, right? So you have to pay like, if you pay for 2 allies that are like 3 costs, then you'll probably refund the cost of this card, but it would take 2 turns to really do that. But if you can like add deploy counters to it, I mean, this thing just goes insane. A free ally every single turn. You can have like 5 cost allies like Peter Parker, Spider-Man in the Justice aspect, or just any other insanely high cost ally. This card can just play it down. That would be really, really crazy. Yeah, you just have to get the all-purpose counters, put it on this card, and maybe it's interchangeable with deploy counters. Okay, so I think this just explains these 2 cards right here, right? Oh yeah, the Iliad, and then the Circe. And then the protection helicarrier is the Pericles. What is that? Okay. Oh, she comes in her precon deck with other aspects, right? Because she can have multiple copies of these shield supports, but they have the unique trait. She only have 1 copy of this card, right? So this would count as 1 of her 3, like maximum number of shield supports from different aspects that she can have in her deck. So this is a protection card here. 6 cost support, 2 supply counters. Remove a counter from it. Give a hero or villain a stats card of your choice. Give an ally or minion a stats card of your choice as well. Oh, wait, no. Oh, what? That's added on. So you get 2 status cards. You can give an ally a tough and yourself a tough. Holy cow, guys. I mean, I'm sure that Fantasy Flight Games balance this in a way where the 6 cost for this card kind of like, balances out for the powerful effect. But wow, I mean, 2 supply counters, it like looks like really bad, kind of it only gets 2 uses. But once again, with Mario's ability to put all-purpose counters on cards, I mean, that makes these cards like pretty much permanent supports, right? They can stay in play forever. It's so cheap to move a counter to it, even though it's expensive to play the card down one time. Yeah, that is a really powerful card. You can stun lock and confuse lock after you get this down, like none other. She can stun lock minions as well, so that is really crazy. Okay, where was that? Okay, the Pericos, and then let's see. She can make the hard call to sacrifice one of those carriers for some heavy damage to each enemy in play. Okay, what is that? 2 cost event. It's an identity specific event, and she's making a hard call here. Hero action: discard a shoot support you control. Deal X damage to each enemy where X is equal to the printed cost of the discarded support. Okay, so usually you want to do a 6 damage one, but this is a 2 cost event, so I feel like it's probably better to just, I mean, unless this is for your final big burst turn where you're ready to just get rid of everything and defeat the villain, I feel like it's more efficient to move all-purpose counters to that if you can use the all-purpose counters as an equivalent counter on that support, which I'm still not sure if that's how that works. So, but yeah, this card, it's a lot better if the all-purpose counters do not work for a support, but they do work for it. I feel like I wouldn't play this unless it's like the very end of the game. Victoria Hand. So we have some leadership cards here. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. So a little bit under the curve for a 3 cost ally. Usually a 3 cost ally with this stat line will have 3 hit points. So she must have a powerful effect. Response after she enters play, ready a shield support. Okay, yeah, that is pretty powerful because she can ready up the Iliad. So it does 5 damage. You play Victoria Hand, does another 5 damage. Yeah, so that's definitely very versatile, and I think that's worthy of her cost here. But I'm thinking about Agent 13, the basic ally. She readies up any shoot support whenever she activates. So, I mean, she's gonna be crazy. I feel like that's just a key card in a Maria Hill deck, like because Maria Hill must have shoot supports to kind of like play, right? And she has a bunch of identity specific supports as well that have the shoot trait. So Agent 13 is kind of like an essential ally, like an auto include for Maria Hill. And then she got another a leadership resource card. It's interrupt. When you spend this card, exhaust up to 3 allies and or supports you control that share a trait with your identity. So Maria Hill makes every single ally a shield. So that's really effective for her. Generate the printed resource on each card. Exhaust this way. Okay. So I don't think there are any double resource allies or double resource supports. So you won't be able to like generate more than that. But this can potentially be a 4 resource card, which is how we pay for the Iliad and the Source, right? I guess this is the big card when you're playing Maria Hill that helps her pay for these expensive supports. And then the rest of her pre-built deck continues with the shield theme. Okay, so we just talked about these 2 cards. And then Grant War is an ally you can play for free. What? 0 cost. Okay. 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. Extremely amazing stat line. He can't jump block though, but I think that's fine because he's 0 cost to play. And as a force response, okay, this is probably something bad. After you review a treachery, you may spend a mental resource if you do not take damage equal to Grant Ward's attack and remove Grant Ward from the game. Okay, that is still a really, really good card, right? You can play him for free, have him thwart or attack for 2, and then whenever you review a treachery, you just don't spend this, and then he's removed from the game. No, if you do not, you take the so you have to take damage. Okay, so you don't spend it, you take the damage. Yeah, so you take 2 damage and you remove from the game. Okay, that makes him a little bit worse than the fact that, yeah, I mean, I think it's still a really good card though. Super versatile. If you don't get a treachery, he can just stay in play and activate fully like 3 times, or move 6 threat or do 6 damage. So that can be really good. He's definitely a really unique card. I think that he adds a lot of versatility. So being 0 cost means that you can play him, for free. So I think he's very good, and he's basic too. You have to keep an eye on him, or he might betray you. That's very fun and thematic. Finally, once you got all your powerful shield support set up, you can establish a front organization to protect your assets. 0 cost support, location, maximum per player. Okay, interrupt. When an encounter card effect would discard a card you control, discard front organization instead of discarding that card. Oh, that's really cool. That's like a fake van in front. That is really cool. So you can protect your supports, your more expensive ones, from nasty encounter cards like Caught Off Guard. And then the Expert 2, Standard 2 has a really nice one where you have to discard the highest cost support you control. So this will block that as well. So that'd be pretty good here. And then we got Maria Hill with her Ultra Ego art. With her heavy focus on shield supports and her ability to flexibly wield them to maximum effect, Maria Hill is a unique hero that offers a new approach to Marvel Champions gameplay compared to her predecessors. Alright, that is really cool. And we're going to get Nick Fury in the coming weeks. Okay, that is crazy. February 2025. I am super excited for that. Okay, I probably was not the most excited for Maria Hill, but now that we've seen her cards, I mean, she looks really cool. I am really excited for her. Let me know down in the comments if there's something that talks more about the all-purpose counters, because I don't think I saw anything here on this article. Yeah, do all-purpose counters, are they literally all-purpose like what they sound like? Because like for example, Surveillance Team will say remove a Snoop counter from this card. If I put an all-purpose counter on that, can I remove that all-purpose counter? Maybe it'll say in Maria Hill's like hero pack with the rules of how to play her. Maybe it'll just describe that, but it doesn't say anything here on her hero card or any of the cards that we've seen, I think. So yeah, definitely let me know if you guys know the answer to that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first look with me. And yeah, I'll put the link of the article in the description of this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you're hyped for Maria Hill or not. I think that she is going to play very thematic because it doesn't seem like she can do a lot of damage on her own, right? Like with her attack events, she doesn't have any, or with her basic activation. But you want to play a lot of supports, and I think that is a very, very powerful and unique way to play Marvel Champions. So she looks super duper fun, super duper unique. I am very hyped on this hero now, even though I wasn't before because she doesn't have any powers. But they really played into her tactical ability, and I think that makes a lot of sense. That's really cool. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.